Question. Should neurotypical people within the spiritual industry have authority? Now, I raise this question because I have never come across a starseed or chosen one, or come across a chosen one, to be honest with you. One. Okay. Who isn't neurodivergent. Now, the reason why I bring up this question is because the amount of corruption within the spiritual industry is rife. Now, I dub the UK's most controversial reader for a couple of reasons, right? Number one, my reading style is blunt, direct, etc. Okay. Now there are other readers out there. Okay. Part of the reason for that name was a little bit of spin on my part. So when all the bullshit started with the we've had to remove you because there's been a complaint, which have never, been verified. I thought, well, if you're going to make out that I'm this nasty, horrible person who goes around upsetting everybody and having complaints left, right, and centre, I'll play on it. You want to be me to be the bad guy? I'll be the fucking bad guy. Simple as that. But also, removing the reader part, I'm happy to talk about this stuff. Now, I've been saying for some time, UK spirituality is in the toilet. It's absolutely in the toilet. Why? Because it refuses to evolve. Now, I'm more akin to the readers and content creators in the USA, where we talk about targeted individuals and the corruption and stuff like that. The UK lot don't. They're too scared. They're too cowardly, right? Now, the stuff that I talk about within the industry, such as the black magic, the competition, the stall holders running away without being, paying for it. These people are all neurotypical. And they can say, oh, now I'm autistic. No, you're fucking not. The problem is that it's become a little bit kind of cool to say that you're neurodivergent. And you've got all these people going, oh, I'm going to get tested. Are you? Because there's like a 3-year wait list. I'm quite happy to admit I've never been clinically tested because I tried. I tried twice and the GP could not get the form right and it got rejected. Like I say, I then had a reading. I was doing a reading for somebody and she was doing a PhD in autism. And I said, I think I might be autistic. She said, I knew you were autistic too as soon as you opened the door. That was enough for me. Now, the problem is, and what's triggered this is that one of the reasons why I trigger the fuck out of people is because I think differently. I see the world differently. Okay. Now, for most of my life, and a lot of people who are neurodivergent will resonate with this, I've had to fit into a box. I've had to fit into a society and a regime that isn't comfortable. Stay quiet. Don't say that. You've got to stick to these rules and norms that just, quite frankly, do not make any sense to me. Now, why do they make neurodivergent people do this? So for example, right, if you go and get an autism test because you want to get some help, that help is not about you finding you. That help is about how to squeeze you further into that box and feel comfortable. Right? Now, why does this happen? Right? Because the people in society, the normal people, quote unquote, they don't like us. They don't like us. We're a glitch in the matrix. We're quite happy to say things that go against the social norms and rules because we just don't understand. It makes them uncomfortable. Okay, so they're wanting you to fit within a box for their own comfort, so they can continue to walk around wearing masks, and it's bullshit, right? Now, you take that into spirituality, right, where we're supposed to be helping people. We're supposed to be helping people break free of the matrix. And you've got all these people running around who are quite happy to be corrupt and backstabby and stuff like that. Now, the thing is, it's because they don't see anything wrong with it. They don't see anything wrong with preaching one thing whilst in the background doing something else. Us neurodivergent lot have, by and large, got an extremely high level of morality. Now, we're held back, right? We're cast as the weird ones. Okay, even in a community, in an industry where everybody's a bit weird, and we're held back. Now, why is it that the people who sit at the top of the towers, none of them are neurodivergent from what I've seen? They're all normies. They're quite happy to have digs and pokes at people. They're quite happy to hold people back. They're quite happy to spin the same narrative. They're quite happy to hold people back. That shouldn't be a spiritual leader, because that shows ego. So I ask the question again. Should these non-neurodivergent people have a position of spiritual authority? Or should they get out of the way and let us, as Starseeds and Chosen Ones, do what we're supposed to be doing? Just a thought, just a question. Because the position that I'm in, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being told to do this, that, and the other by people who wear masks. I'm sick of being held back by people who are corrupt and don't see a problem with it. Do not see a problem with it at all. And this is it, because it's two different languages. Now, the reason why I trigger people is because I'm quite happy to call it out. Why? It's wrong. It's as simple as that. It is wrong. Your behavior is wrong. And if you can't see that, if you can't reflect on that, if you can't make the changes, well, that's on you. And you should not be in any position of authority or power. You should not have a platform. And I know that that's going to affect your work. Good. Good. Because I have one of the highest moral standings within the spiritual industry. And you can laugh at that and say, do I? You're wrecking people's careers. I'm doing what's right. I'm cleaning up the shit show that you people have created. That's not on me, is it? If you were all behaving and acting in a moral way, I wouldn't have to do it. I'd just get on with what I'm doing. But no. Constant digs, constant backstabbing, constant pulling me down. Why? Because I have the power to call you out. You can't do it because you wear a mask. So what does that say? So I'll ask again. Should non-neurodivergent people have any kind of spiritual authority? Because all I see in this industry is corruption, greed, ego. You decide.